Hello, it's David McDonald again. I'm here to help you sew the St. Joe's face mask pattern so it makes sense. The pattern is one piece of flannel that's pleated up towards the top of the mask on both sides. There's a small hem at the bottom and a small channel here which they can slip in a nose spring or whatever they call that, nose wire, so that they can pinch it onto their noses. And we might also want to close this up just a little bit there at the bottom, and I'll show that at the end of the video. So the components that we have are our piece of flannel with the sides notched appropriately where the folds and tucks need to be. The center fold to fold the mask in half is there. We have two pieces of double fold elastic, which are 36 inches long, that have been folded in half and pressed in the middle to show you where the middle line is. Okay? The first thing we're going to do is fold up our bottom mark at the bottom to 1/4 inch turns. So it's just a double fold 1/4 inch. Okay, you're going to lay it face up on the table, and you're going to find your first notch, okay? And you're going to bring it to up so that the second notch becomes the bottom of that tuck, okay? You're going to find your next notch and do the same thing. Bring that notch up so that the next notch becomes the bottom. And so you're going to leave this notch alone. That's the center bottom or the center fold. These pleats we're going to go the opposite way. We're going to bring them up to the center of the bottom of the mask. Okay? See how they're kind of pleating towards each other? And they just tuck in nicely there. The other side we're going to do the same way. And it's kind of lining up for us because we did one side already. Leaving that middle bottom fold notch alone. Fold the mask in half, lining raw edges up, or folded edges up, hemmed edges, whatever you want to call these little edges down here. Okay, I've made a little template for mine. So this is a template that's a 1/2 inch wide, and it has a notch to tell me where to start the nose pocket, where to stop that stitching, leave the opening, and then put an end bar tack, okay? So I laid that template across the top of the mask. I put a dot, dot, and dot. And oddly enough, the gray, I've got a gray pencil, so we're going to drop it in on that dot. We're going to stitch back to the fold, come forward to the dot, pivot, sew along a 1/2 inch, following the 1/2 inch guide on our plate until we get to the next dot. Back stitch, cut the thread, and then we're just going to sew a little end cap stopper for the nose piece. Okay, that's pretty much the mask. Now we're just going to put on our bias tape. Bias tape is slightly folded off kilter, so one edge will stick out further than the other edge. The longer edge goes to the bottom of the tape machine. the shorter edge stays on top. That way you're assured that you catch both layers when you're sewing it. You're going to sew it closed till you hit your middle fold line. Then you're going to tuck your mask in at the middle fold line. Okay, encasing our raw edges. And this also becomes the tie. Other side the same way. Find your bias tape edge that's longer underneath. Put the shorter one on top, stitch it down till you get close to your halfway fold. Tuck your mask in. And there you have it. Your mask is done. Except I am going to close off this little bottom fold here, just this edge here, just in case I want to tuck something in. It'll kind of help hold it together and hold it in there. And that's probably about an inch, inch and a quarter. Then I'm closing that off at the bottom, just to hold that edge in there. And that's it. Thank you all very much for helping out. I really appreciate it, and happy sewing.